DJ D, baby,
This is a Mixxboss exclusive world premiere. Mixxbosses.
Hey y'all, this is DJ D. We are here for Mixxbosses as we do, and also holding it down for all of our affiliates, of course, representing Mixxbosses worldwide as well. But right now I do have a very special call on the line. I am currently speaking to Binky Mack. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Very grateful to be able to talk to you today, so thank you for your time.
Appreciate you for having me.
Not a problem. So we are going to ask you a few questions about, obviously who you are, how you came up, just for those that don't already know, because I know you have been in the music scene for many, many years and you do have a pretty amazing history as well. So can you just, for our listeners today, let them know who Binky Mack is?
Well, I'm with a group called All-from-the-eýe, and it's actually a group. It's me and another gentleman by the name of Squeak, for those that don't know, and we are from Inglewood, California, so we came up with the name All-from-the-eýe. And before All-from-the-eýe, I was in a group called First Amendment, which Mac 10 was also in that particular group. And when Mac 10 ended up going solo, and he ended up getting his deal, he came back and got me and Squeak as a group, and we ended up signing over at Priority Records, and then also being a part of the Westside Connection, affiliated with Westside Connection. So we were all just one big crew. So that's actually what happened, And I also started on the production end. I had a track. My first track was like on the Substitute soundtrack, and then I ended up landing one on the Westside Connection album.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was going to ask you what your affiliation with Westside Connection was. Is that how you made your start?
That was like the second track. The first one was a track that I did, and Mac 10 was on that particular one. It was on the soundtrack called The Substitute. There was a movie called Substitute.
Yeah.
And that was the first song. And then my second song that I had placed, as I was working on my group's album, I ended up landing a song on Westside Connection album called All the Critics in New York. And then, that was it. That's when we started, things started happening for us.
Now, that is taking us back a little time, is it not?
Yeah.
So, how many years have you been in the music scene for?
Professionally since 1996, professionally.
What was it like for you coming up through the music scene in the 90s? Because so many people still call it the golden era.
It was a great deal. I loved it. I loved the people that was out there grinding at that time, like the Dog Pounds, and Snoop and them was doing that thing over there. And we just had a lot of good Biggie. Biggie ended up coming in at that time, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Of course, Tupac was hot, so it was a great time. It was a great time in that era, and getting to see the world, with the Westside Connection, traveling on the tours all over and everything was lovely.
No doubt. And what was it like collaborating with artists like Ice Cube and N.W.A?
It was great. Working with Ice Cube, I remember Ice Cube, one thing that stood out for sure was like he was showing me, some rappers, even today, you'll hear them and it's just rapping over a beat.
Yeah.
And what Ice Cube actually showed me was how to do a song. There's a big difference, and that's one thing that stood out. And then MC8, and me and Cube was cool too, but me and MC8 had built a great relationship. Like, we was hanging out everywhere we went, from Cancun to Las Vegas, and we just clicked, you know what I mean? And we will be, I talked to him actually about a week ago. I talked to him, so we'll be hooking up on something new. I worked on about 3 or 4 of his albums, so working with 8 was, one thing from 8 that I learned was kind of like it was similar to Tupac, just get the song done. Sit up there, you taking too long on the song, and get the song done and go to the next one, and get it done. I think I've seen him record an album in like one day.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's almost a whole album in one day. It was like a day and a half, and then it was mixed right after that.
That is incredible.
8 is amazing, yeah, it's amazing.
All right, well, I guess I'm curious, who are some of your favorite artists and influences?
Definitely the whole Jacksons, Michael and them and Jacksons, that was big. I liked them. And then Marvin Gaye was like one of my huge influences as well. Really, the Jacksons and Marvin Gaye, but believe it or not, I grew up on like, you got the Jacksons, you get the Silvers, grew up on like Elvis Presley. We used to hear him a lot in my home. Charlie Clyde, believe it or not, my music is a wide range. So
definitely. I was going to say, Charlie Pride's one of my father's favorite artists. So
yeah, my mom. I used to hear it all. And then the 60s and the 70s, the music of that era is what really also influenced this new record I got coming out. But we'll talk about that.
Oh, that sounds incredible. Okay, so do you have a most memorable gig or tour?
Yeah, believe it or not, this don't sound funny, but there's a club that's out here called Peanuts, and it was an all-girl club. You know, all the girls, lesbian, whatever club. And we actually had a performance there. And the song we did was our first single, all-from-the-eýe first single, called County Jail. And it was just amazing how all these females that was in there singing it. I'm talking about the whole place was just singing the whole song word for word, partying and going crazy. And that stood out.
That's pretty awesome.
That stood out for me right there. Yeah, doing the song called County Jail and Lesbian Club. It was a night at that time. It was a lesbian club, but it was a hip club because you had everybody would fall through there, from like Tina Marie, Dr. Dre. Everybody used to go through that place. So, and we actually performed there, and that was a great turnout. And had a ball.
Oh, that's fantastic. Probably not the answer I expected, but it's cool nonetheless. But
yeah, that stands out though.
No, that is really cool. Okay, so that's a pretty good, I guess, overview of some of your past and history and, upcomings through the music scene. But what's around the corner for Binky Mack?
I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Lately, I just finished up my project that I'm working on. It's a solo project called 511 West Hyde Park Music. And what that is even though I grew up at that address in Inglewood, but it's based off of the style of music that I used to listen to when I lived there.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the neighborhood or anything like that. It has something to do with the type of music that I listened to when I was living there. And that's what this whole album is, the EP is based off of. So I just finished that. That comes out on the 14th of this month, so that's next Tuesday it comes out. And then my group all-from-the-eýe, we got an album that we're calling, it's an EP called Gamble and Huff, and it's featuring our first single is called Photo Shoot, featuring 211 that was signed over at Young Jeezy, and it's a great record that we're about to put out for the summer. It's coming out in the summer, so that's what we worked on. And then I just did a movie, about 4 songs for a movie called White Tea with the Mixxbosses Brothers that's out. I did a remix for Dog Pound and Snoop that's out right now. So they're playing it on Shady 45, and they're playing it in Canada and all over the place. So yeah, I mean, that's some of the stuff that I'm working on. Some of the stuff is coming up, and some of the stuff that I already did. So I'm excited about that.
I'm really excited about it too, because it's going to be great to hear some more stuff from you. Where can our listeners and viewers find you online?
We everything is basically at Binky Mack, and if you have a problem, you can Google it. But the Twitter is at Binky Mack, and then my Facebook is at Binky Mack. I think it's a promo page or whatever it is. I forget the link, but if they Google it, they'll get it.
Fantastic.
And also, I want everybody to know, in Australia especially, that you can go. It's called a group in Facebook called Westside Connection Official. Westside Connection Official. It's officially ran by Westside Connection family, and they should go in there. Go ahead and send a request to it, and we'll go ahead and add them to that page. We already, I think, in 2 weeks we have 12,000. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll definitely send a request, no doubt. But any shout-outs for anyone out there?
Shoot. Everybody that's responding, a lot of people that's doing their thing, from Cube and Mac and everybody. Dub C and Dan got a new album coming out.
Fantastic.
That's dope. That's gonna be dope. I'm trying to get a song on there right now, and everybody that's doing their thing. You know what I mean? And I also want to mention some work, because I know a lot of people, they wonder where all-from-the-eýe has been for a while. Like what have we been doing, because we hadn't been really putting out records, but we've got songs, the group songs or my solo songs or whatever, even Squeak solo songs that are in movies like I said, White Tea, Law and Order, Puffy's Making of the Band 4, Harold and Kumar, the movie. We got songs in the Sleeper Cell that was on Showtime, Love and Hip Hop. So we got a lot of stuff that's been out there, and that's one question a lot of people ask, especially online. It's like, where y'all been? Y'all ain't put no music down.
No, exactly.
And lastly, let me not forget, we got an album called The Greatest Thing in Hits. It's on YouTube right now. It's a lot of our old stuff that we had put out previously. People couldn't get it on iTunes, so now it's available on iTunes, and also there's a bonus song on there called Champion.
Definitely going to check that out, and make sure people do check that out. And just in case you didn't already know, Binky, could you just quickly spell your name for them, just so they don't get it wrong in Google?
It's for Binky Mack, it's Binky and then Mack. Google it, and all that good stuff is going to come up. Yeah, Binky Mack, Yeah, and the group is All From The Eye for anybody in Australia that don't know. Those that don't know, it's ALLFRUMTHA and then -I. And the I is for Inglewood.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. That's fantastic. So that's all as one word, is it not?
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, I mean, some people spell it all with one word, but the I is like separate because it's Inglewood. All from Inglewood, meaning even though you got two people representing the group All From The Eye, we were everybody that was from Inglewood. We all, yeah. Even though it confused a lot of people.
No doubt, but it's original.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Any final words for any upcoming artists out there trying to make it in the music scene?
Oh, yeah, definitely consistency.
Yeah.
Just being consistent. That's what's winning right now. Consistency is the thing that's winning over everything else. I tell people this all the time. I say work ethic outweighs talent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, work ethic. So somebody who's got the talent may not work as hard as the next man, but that next man is constantly working and running circles around the next man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So work ethic, just consistency is what is the key. And everything is at your fingertips right now, so you got access to the whole world of the internet,
Quite different to when you guys were doing your thing in the 90s.
Yeah, we had to, we were looking for a record deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it was about at that particular time. Yeah.
It's amazing how things change.
Exactly. I'm glad it's this way.
No, definitely. It is a little bit more within reach, I think, these days. So thank you so much for your time today, Binky Mack.
No problem. I appreciate you for having me for sure.
Oh, anytime.
Oh, and before I go, I got to say this one last thing. Shout out for my boys, Jay Sos and Di Lansky. I brought in two outside producers to produce my whole 511 with High Park album.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so Jay Sos is from out of Florida, and Di Lansky is in Van Nuys, California. So look out for those two upcoming producers.
Oh, loving that, and can't wait to hear the new stuff. Is there anything we can play now on the show?
Yes, Mr. Popular and the video. I'm going to make sure you got the video, too, because the video's hot. But Mr. Popular, people loving that. And City Lights. City Lights, we're about to shoot the video for that, so I'm excited.
Excellent. Well, let's cut to that right about now. Thank you so much once again, Binky Mack.
All right, not a problem. I appreciate you for having me, like I said.
Here we go with some Binky Mack right about now.
What's up, y'all? This is Binky Mack from All From The Eye, Westside Connect gang affiliate, and you chilling with DJ D and the Mixxbosses. Oh my God.
Yeah. Mr. Popular, kinda known from elementary to high school. Always in the music, something to pop lock to. What's up, baby? They call me Binky Mack, but I tell you my name is Keith if I'm getting my Mac up. Little fella with my pirate's hat on. I try to take a puff of the cigarette, but I ain't grown. One time and I didn't inhale. It wasn't part of my plan, so I had to excel. I had a beach cruiser, then I got a moped. Stepped up to an El Camino, leaving y'all for dead. Won't snitch on myself and won't tell you how I got it. Mr. Inglewood, just know that I'm bout it. Had a crush on this girl from around the way. Ball out, getting my money from day to day. Never been to Germany, but rolling German something. White wall on a Sterling, you know it ain't nothing. Ball out. Mr. Popular, yeah, that's what I'm yelling. Mr. Popular, Mr. Popular, Lord Amber, Mr. Popular. I think I just graduated living in Westwood. Bumping to Michael Jackson, but I'm keeping it Westwood. Where I'm from, we getting it real good. I'm writing checks now, and they real good. Getting changed while you're doing karaoke. The girls is all on me, wanting to do the hokey pokey. Rap gang, so won't you holler if you know me. One of the trillers call me Macaroni Tony. Always bump the oldies while I'm hanging with the homies. Hyde Park Boulevard, listening to Marvin. Not in the same lane as Soulja Boy. Tattoo on my face, what would my grandmama think? I made it through all the rigmarole. God bless me to see another day. See, it really don't matter how popular you are. Just thank God for another tomorrow. Mr. Popular, yeah. Mr. Popular, Mr. Popular, wow. Mr. Popular.